This is your daily chakra reading. Let's see what chakra comes up for you today. This is going to be for the collective. Okay. You need to disconnect from any fear-based energies and things that stem from the past relationships. They create destructive patterns. You need to get rid of some destructive patterns that have been in the way of blocking you from being able to move forward. So just be aware that you can work with Archangel Michael. He will guide you on cutting the cords of attachment to things from the past. Yeah. Shielding yourself. You need to shield yourself from any energy, any negative energies that you might be around right now. Okay, what chakra do we on today? Oh, right now, because the day is almost over. Tell me which chakra. Third eye chakra. So this third eye chakra is about, it's right here. It's connected right here. And this is about your intellect, your intuition, and your reasoning. Like believing what you feel, what your intuition is trying to tell you before you actually see the proof of it. That is what this is trying to tell you. Listen to your intuition. Third eye chakra is trying to tell you. Listen to your intuition. Some of you are coming up as earth angels. And earth angel is, she's someone who's gone through a lot of betrayal and deception in her life. And she's been betrayed by so many people. She's been betrayed by her family, by people that she thought was her friends, by lovers. This person has been betrayed a lot in the workplace. You know, she's someone that she has a very strong presence about herself that most people don't understand. And when she walks into a room, she can be very intimidating to some people. And for others, people are just very curious to know who she is, right? But she has a presence about her. She has this light about her. And it brings a lot of jealousy. And people will try to sabotage her because of the jealousy. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I see Brazil is here, West Africa. That is so awesome. Thank you for being here. Hello. So let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, if you are an earth angel. This person has experienced a lot in their childhood. Okay, so they didn't have the best childhood. Experienced a lot of childhood trauma. And they, ever since they were little, they were always intuitive. So they knew who not to be around. This person, I feel like this person always had to take a back seat to their siblings. Like, were always made to feel like they weren't as talented as their siblings. So whoever this earth angel is, she's someone who is an achiever. And that is because of what she experienced in childhood, always feeling like she was never enough, like she could never do enough, or be great at anything. And so she worked harder than the people around her to try to find some kind of validation with that. And she's someone who can do many things. She's very resourceful. She can do many things. She's very resilient. She's always had that ability to trust her intuition. Um, but because of the nurturing her, that part where she wants to nurture everyone, because she never got that herself, that is kind of hurt her, especially in relationships, because she's been taken advantage of because of that part of her that always wanted to nurture someone. So she's gotten her heart broken a lot. But her mission is to teach others about love. That is her mission. That is why she is here. And the only way for her to teach others about love is to have experienced love, to experience betrayal, and to have to heal herself, and to heal herself from the trauma, which she has. She is aware of who she is. She's aware of the power that she possesses. She's aware of her light. She's aware of her mission. I mean, she's not fully evolved. You know, there's still more lessons to learn, but she is in a better place now, and she's a lot smarter than she was before. And so she's learned to listen to her intuition. She's learned to listen to it. But some of you who are angels still have some more work to do. You still have some more work to do. And so that is why the earth is showing up to remind you that's the path that you're on. This is who you are. This is who you're becoming. And you need to understand what your mission is in order to pursue it. So, where are we at? Here we go. The sixth chakra, like I said, our mental and reasoning abilities and our psychological skill at evaluating our beliefs and attitudes. The third eye chakra resonates to the energies of our psyche, conscious and unconscious psychological forces. This is the chakra of wisdom. And the challenge here is to open the mind, develop an impersonal mind, retrieve one's power from artificial and false truth, learning to act on internal direction, and discriminate between thoughts motivated by strength and those by fear and illusion. So for some of you, you know, it could be that you need to detach from a situation so that you have a better perspective of it, so you understand it better. Which is hard to do. Applying detachment can be very challenging, especially when you've put a lot of energy into a situation. But this is what you're being guided to do. And also helps you to heal from a situation. If that situation has hurt you, you will learn to heal in that situation. So when you apply a detachment, you kind of get it from a third person perspective, and you're able to assess the situation better to understand why it's going and it's going. So how does one apply detachment in terms of one's life? You know, sometimes you just have to surrender and allow people to do whatever it is that they're going to do. It's kind of like when you break up with someone. you know, or when your partner you've been with for a significant time wants to break up with you, and it comes a shock, right? And you're just wanting to fix the situation, but what's really important here is that for you to understand why this is happening, and that it probably needs to happen, and you've probably got a gut feeling there was drifting off or involved with someone else. So rather than you get emotional, it's important to just detach, not get emotional, and just understand that this is happening because it's time for change. And that's another lesson here, as you're, you know, trying to understand or balance out the chakra, just understanding that change is constant, and sometimes change can feel like an enemy that has swept away a happy part of us. Um, but change is constant. That's a thing that um, is a promise. The promise of change being constant is that new beginning always follows. And so if you can detach from the situation instead of getting emotional, then you can understand that there's a beginning that's coming up for you. And that's something that is very important. So right now, you're being guided to listen to your intuition. What is your intuition trying to tell you in this situation? What is it trying to tell you? Important for you to listen and understand what your intuition is trying to tell you. Because it feels like there's a chapter that is trying to start right now in your life. And in order for it to start, it's important that you listen to your intuition and what is it trying to tell you. If you're in a situation that hasn't been going, what is your intuition telling you? It's not going, something is wrong, right? So it's important to listen to your intuition, because you could be holding yourself back from a lot of blessings when you don't listen to your intuition. You get that gut feeling, you follow it, you listen to it, you don't ignore it. And there's many times where I did something and I did, and then I regretted it later because I'm like, damn, I knew it. I knew I should have never moved forward. Situation, there were all the signs, all the red flags, and I moved forward anyway. But I've learned the lesson now, and whenever I get that gut feeling, I always listen. I take a moment, just to try to understand what is it trying to tell me, and then take action. Whatever is going on in this situation, they're asking you to be willing to forgive. Okay, so it could be something very hurtful that happened, and they're saying be willing to forgive so that you can heal from the situation, because forgiveness is part of healing. That doesn't mean that you have to keep a person in your life, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to try to have a conversation with them. It just means that you're not going to allow this situation to have any kind of control or weigh heavy on you, and you're just going to release it. So you can offer forgiveness to someone without having to talk to them. Yeah, so I feel like someone is moving away from a very stressful situation and just moving into a more calm situation. And so maybe you were in a very stressful situation and it just wasn't making you feel you weren't operating your fullest potential. You felt very blocked and very agitated is what I'm getting. Like you weren't even in a good mood. And so now you're being guided to make change, right? To listen to your intuition. What is your intuition trying to tell you? That it's time to go. It's time to move in a more calmer direction. And that's not easy to do sometimes, right? If you have to pick up and leave, it's not easy to do. You have to pick up and leave a toxic relationship or a toxic job. That's not easy to do because you might not have a backup plan. You might not have the finances to do that, right? But there's one thing I can tell you, that when you walk in faith, you will always be provided for. Always. You could have nothing and within a week have everything. And only those who practice in faith understand this. It's happened to me a number of times where I had to walk away from a situation and I had nothing, and within a week I had everything. So I understand this very well. So when I say, you know, you could have nothing one minute and then the next minute have everything that you need, have all your needs met, it happens. But it happens when you walk in faith, when you have 100% faith and you just keep going, it will happen. So into a more positive direction, someone here could be traveling to, you could be traveling, you could have a lot going on right now, and maybe that's why you're seeking peace. You could be traveling, there could be a lot of travel, or it can also be a lot of communication. This is a chance to have a new beginning, but this time you're creating the new beginning the way you want it. So it's not the way someone else is doing it, but it's the way you want it. So you have an opportunity to change your situation and then create the life that you want. Because I get a lot of creative energy coming up. And by doing this, you're going to establish stability in your life. And you will be successful. You will find success. But I do get strongly stability. And I see someone here who is stable, who is successful, accomplished, powerful in the picture. But if you move forward and somewhat of a plan of where you're going to go, what you're going to do, I see everything falling into place for you. And you have peace. You finally arrive at peace. So very important that if your intuition is talking to you and trying to tell you, hey, this situation is not working out for you, it's time for you to go, then it's time to go. Pack your things and go, or just grab your stuff, walk out. And there's no need to be dramatic or have this, have it out with anyone or argue with anyone. It's just some chapters, some chapters are done, and now it's time for you to start a new chapter. And it feels like you've been wanting certain things in your life, but sometimes they can't happen if you're in a very bad situation. So in order for those things to come to fruition, you have to leave the situation that you're at, because that is not going to grow in the current situation that you're in. So you have to go. Okay, so you have to make those moves. You have to go. And again, it's not, I get it, it's not easy, and I've been through this myself. But I will tell you that when you listen and you walk in faith and you have somewhat of a vision or idea of how you want your life to be, or whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, you will get signs when it's time for you to go, when it's time for you to leave a situation. You will get signs. And it's up to you to listen and have big bright red flags in your face. You're not going to have that. That's not going to happen. It's going to be that gut feeling. That gut feeling is going to tell you it's time to go. And it's scary. Trust me, I know. I've been there. It's very scary, especially when you don't have a safety net, right? So you have to plan that too. You have to have somewhat of a, but if you don't have a really strong safety net, or in your mind you feel like you don't, because you don't know when this new change is going to occur, it can be very scary, right? But having faith, having strong faith is going to carry you to the next chapter, right? It's going to bring that change quicker, and you'll be back on your, and you'll be in a better place than you were before. So that is your message. I hope this makes sense to you. If not, give it some time. Maybe it will. Maybe you're not ready to make changes, but as soon as you make those changes, all the things that you are wanting to see come into your life will come into your life. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I will see you at the